Greetings, acupuncture, gynecology patients, endo warriors, and acupuncture friends. It's Dr. Stephanie here again with more healthy tips and advice. For those of you who are new to what I do at different times on my YouTube channel and now on my new practical medicine podcast that I do with my colleague, Dr. Rob, I highlight different concerns patients may have, as well as tools that I use to help treat patients, or they could be suggestions that I think will help whatever condition they have that I might not do, and a referral to a colleague or some other form of healing that I think that they need in order to be on their path to wellness. During the downtime when COVID hit, for those of you who know, I was revamping the office. In addition to that, I took some time to take some continuing education courses, and one of those was to complete my hypnosis and HypnoSomatic Acupuncture training. So if you're familiar with hypnosis, or you think you are, or you're not familiar at all, I'm going to share with you today a little bit about what it's really about. And for one of the things that I think happens when you say hypnosis is that it brings up this image of a hypnotist on the stage performing, and they bring someone up and they hypnotize them, and then they do something outrageous like crowing like a rooster at the crack of dawn. What you might not know, however, is that hypnosis is really just a deep state of relaxation where the subconscious part of the mind becomes more aware to suggestions. So if someone is in a show and the hypnotist pulls them on stage and they do crow like a rooster, they're doing so because their subconscious mind is open to the idea of them crowing like a rooster. So it's sort of like this is something that they wanted anyway. So how does hypnosis then get used for the purpose of health and wellness? Well, a number of ways. Many of us, especially now with COVID, are under more stress than ever. So if people are working from home, it can add stress. If they're working outside of the home, it can add a different type of stress because they might feel more exposed to the virus. And stress in general, and stress is just one of the things that hypnosis can help with, but I just thought that that would be the one that I would share today. So stress can manifest in a number of ways, and sometimes it's more obvious than others. Anxiety can increase. There could be an increase in insomnia, the ability to fall asleep, the ability to stay asleep. Eating habits can change because of stress, and most often those eating habits are not those that optimize health. If someone is a smoker and maybe they had wanted to quit smoking, they might increase the number of cigarettes that they're using and find it even harder to quit. And, I like to think of pain as one of those things that increases with stress. And I think of my endometriosis patients with this, who any kind of stress increases inflammation, and then they're in more pain. I mean, really anyone who's in pain, but because I treat a lot of endometriosis, those are the patients that come to the forefront of my mind when I'm thinking of, I want them to have another tool to help them to relax when they leave my office. So hypnosis allows a deeper state of relaxation. And during that period, while they're under hypnosis, the hypnotist will make suggestions that the subconscious mind can utilize later to counter the impact of stress. So the combination of hypnosis and acupuncture together is called HypnoSomatic Acupuncture. So it combines both the healing techniques to achieve a greater state of relaxation. So when people say they can't be hypnotized, what they might not even realize is that they probably already achieve hypnotic states of mind at various points during the day. Things like daydreaming and losing a sense of time, driving in the car and realizing when you arrived at your destination that you don't really remember a good portion of the drive, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't run anybody down. Those are hypnotic states. So I'm going to walk you through a test that we do to see if someone is open to the idea of being hypnotized, so that you can test yourself and see if you're maybe ready to take the next step on the path to wellness and try hypnosis or hypnosomatic acupuncture. So this test is called the permissive hand clasp test, and there are other tests a hypnotist might use to test your level of suggestibility. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to sit comfortably And I want you to place your hands in your lap, and you're going to have them interlocked lightly, so sort of like this. And then I want you to look down casually in the direction of your hands. So just raise them slightly off your lap, just a little, allowing your attention to remain focused on your hands. Just imagine, if you will, that your hands are placed in a vise, and that very slowly and gently the handle of the vise is being tightened. Just let your imagination go with that thought, that the vise is just slowly closing. And as it slowly closes, perhaps you can imagine that your hands are starting to come together just a bit at a time. And perhaps you may feel a pulse beat in your hands, which would indicate that, in fact, your hands are really coming together. And perhaps you might even note that some of your knuckles are starting to turn white. If you were in front of me, I would check to see if your knuckles were turning white, but since you're listening to me on the interwebs, I can't actually do that. So now you can see that there appears to be a redness developing between your fingers, and perhaps you can see the whiteness in some of your knuckles, as apparently your hands are coming closer and closer together. And now, as your palms appear to press into each other, as the vise comes closer together, you might even imagine that your hands begin to feel as though they're stuck together like glue. In fact, they are stuck together like glue, much firmer now. Stuck so tightly together that should you try to pull them apart, you'll find that you're unable to do so. Don't try till I count to 3, but on the count of 3, you will try to pull them apart, but you cannot do it. Your hands are stuck together like glue. 1, stuck tighter and tighter. 2, stuck like glue. 3, try pulling them apart. You cannot. Try, you cannot. Try, but you can't pull them apart. Now stop trying and relax. Allow your hands to come apart very easily without any effort. So the hope is that for most people, you can see that you can allow yourself to go into this hypnotic state, so that when you come and see someone who's a hypnotist like me or someone else, or you come to see someone who does HypnoSomatic Acupuncture, that while your needles are in, you would get this hypnotic treatment that would allow for a deeper state of relaxation for whatever the goals that you discuss are that you're trying to achieve from these sessions. Currently, because of COVID, if you want to try hypnosis from home, we are offering Saturday morning group hypnosis classes where you can relax and unwind from the comfort of your own home. And I encourage you to reach out to me to find out more information about that. I will put all of my information under the video, website, Facebook, Instagram, podcast information so that you can follow that. And my email, so that if you want more information about hypnosis, that you can reach out to me and we can start a conversation about how you can add more relaxation into your life. Thanks for checking out the video today, and I hope to see you on the treatment table. Take care. Be well.